Hey FLOSSTUBE, it's Leigh from Creative Leigh here on Friday the 30th of, 30th of December 2022 with my 2022 finish parade. It's a bonus video in addition to my usual weekly FLOSSTUBE, so no chit chat, just going to get sort of straight into it. I had quite a bit to get through. A few of my finishes I don't have, so I'm pretty sure I have pictures, photos of them, so I'll just insert them where appropriate with a wee explanation of why I don't have it with me. And I do have a handful of FFOs, so I'm just going to put them in roughly in order of when I achieved everything. Everything's in order, and so I'm going to read out details from my PowerPoint I prepared. Basically, the information for each project where I have it is going to be inserted in between, so you can take screenshots if you need to refer to anything like the project name, the designer, any of the materials and stuff. So yeah, that information is going to be there. Right, let's crack on to it. Number one was in the first week of the year. I can't find my little card for it, but I know it was the first week of the year, and it was a start and finish on that first week. It was a design by Just John 2018 on Instagram, and it was to commemorate Tori Amos' 30-year anniversary of releasing her first album, Little Earthquakes. It's a quote from my anthem, Silent All These Years. So this is stitched on 32 count dirty linen by Zweigart with Needle Necessities and Tom and Lily Creations in my own conversion. And I meant to finish this long ago, but I need to get some interfacing. It's a bit gappy, so I want some interfacing, and I want to get some walnut shell, which is on its way to me. So yeah, that's my first project. Finish number 2 for the year, Bella Butterfly by Nora Corbett. I had previously done Bella B, so that's the two of them together, and I'm going to frame them together like this. And so yeah, Bella Butterfly stitched with on 32 count white linen by Zweigart with all the called for materials. I did make her skin a shade darker though than what was called for, because I felt like the thread didn't match the cover photo, and I liked the diversity of these I can't remember what they're called, Bella something. Stitched on there, so it's a SAF start and finish, stitched on the 8th and 9th of January 2022. I then did a couple of FFOs. This is not stitched this year. I stitched this in 2019-2020, but I finally finished framed Carolyn Manning Designs Thistle. This was stitched on 28 count Brittany by Zweigart 1/1, DMC charted, and I FFO'd this on the 28th of February. So finish number 3 was my 3 of 50 for 50 at 50. It was also a start and finish, and I did finish it a couple of days later. This is Be Happy from Just Cross Stitch magazine, June 2016. It's by The Primitive Hair, stitched on 36 count legacy linen by Picture This Plus. I had a scrap that this fit on, and stitched with the called for DMC and One Gentle Arts. So yeah, stitched 30-31 Jan and FFO'd on the 2nd of March, just a frame from the thrift store, from the op shop. Finish number 4 is also start 4 of 50 for my 50 at 50. This was another start and finish. Ella's for Lounging. This chart was a rack from my friend Karen. And it is a little bit warped because there's a whole lot of tent stitch, and I just pulled it too tight. When you stitch in hand, that's probably the worst thing, is doing tent stitch, but it's slowly coming. Every time I iron it, I could block it. I might block it before I frame it. So yeah, this is Lena Lawson's Needle Arts, 32 count platinum linen from Zweigart. using all the Charter DMC, but I used a mystery metallic to do the back stitching on her wings. It does look better in person. I probably wouldn't do that again if I was restitching it, but that's what I did. Yeah, so that was finish number 4. So on the 1st of March, I did a couple of more FFOs. First one was Red Sampler. This is an unknown designer that I stitched. At this stage, only stitch I've ever done on 55 count, although the fabric was more of a 56 to 60 count. It was white linen that was gifted to me by Judith during lockdown. I did coffee dye it after I stitched it to give it a bit more of a vintagey look. It was very bright white, and I used Gutermann cotton in number 2074. So I stitched this in 2021. It took me a long time. I had to wait till I had bright light, and my eyes weren't tired because it's tiny. And FFO'd 1st of March 2022. Again, a thrift store frame. And at the same time, I framed my birthday gift from Zeb. Zeb sent this to me for my 50th, and another thrift store frame. This is pomegranates. I don't know the name of the chart, I'm sorry. And yeah, FFO'd 1st of March as well. And she knows I love pomegranates, and I'm working on a pomegranate wall. Okay, so finish number 5 for the year was an old from a previous year. So this was started on the 22nd December 2020, and I finished it on the 25th of February 2022. And it's Sunrise by Carolyn Manning Designs on 20 count Soleil Ada from Tom and Lily Creations. I'm using the Charter DMC. Much quicker to stitch on 20 count than it is to stitch 1 over 1 on 28. Finish number 6 is A Gentleman's Daughter by Plum Street Samplers. This was start 5 of 50. Stitched on 36 count sand linen by Victorian Motto Sampler Shop using overdyes partial conversion. Stitched 13th of February to the 12th of March 2022. Start number 7, I don't have, I think it's at the framers. I can't remember what's at the framers. I need to pick some stuff up, but I didn't have time to do it. Maybe next week. Okay, so Scottish Garden by Stone Street Stitchworks, which was start 10 of 50. It was also a start and finish on 36 count tussock linen by Country Stitch using a partial conversion. And I stitched this 21 to 24 March 2022. Finish number 8 for the year was start 2 of 50, pomegranate sampler by Cliffside Stitches. This is on 46 count beige linen by Weeks Dye Works using my own conversion to overdyes. And I stitched this 24th of January to the 7th of April 2022. Next up was start 14 of 50 for my 50 at 50. So this is finish number 9 for the year. Anna, one of the Bewitching Pixies by Nora Corpet, stitched on 32 count vintage country mocha linen by Zweigart, as charted except for here, which I changed to Auburn, and I stitched the 17 to 21 April 2022. Finish number 10 was start 9 of 50, and this was the Mermaid Sampler, which is, I love this little design, by Carriage House Sampling, stitched on 40 count Western linen by Country Stitch using Charter DMC, and I stitched this the 11th of March to the 22nd of April. Finish 11 for the year was start 15 of 50, also another start and finish, it's tiny, Morning Star by Blackbird Designs. This is again on 40 count Western linen by Country Stitch. using my own conversion from Tom and Lily Creations. The chart was a rack from Shan, and has been passed on. I stitched this on the 24th of April 2022. It's so tiny. Finish number 12 for the year was a previous year's start, which I started on the 27th of February 2021 and finished on the 25th of April 2022. And it's Oriental Lady Grace by Joan Elliott, and using the charted DMC and Krenak on 32 count tote ball linen by Country Stitch, and I just love her. Finish number 13 for the year was the start and finish. It was start number 16 of 50, and I stitched it from the 1st to the 6th of May. The chart was a rack from Zeb. Thank you again, Zeb. I love it, and I've passed it on since. It's on probably one of my favourite linens, which is 36 count neutral linen by Victoria Motto Sampler Shop. And did I say the Hunt Sampler by Homespun Sampler? And I use Silks for You PR021. And I love it. Finish number 14 for the year was another start and finish, start 18 of 50 for my 50 at 50. It's La Musique by Park Hopper Bart on 32 count platinum linen by Swagart, using a Victoria Motto Sampler Shop red, I don't know which one. Stitched the 15th to 16th of May 2022. Finish number 15 for the year, I also don't have. I know that this is definitely at the framers. And when I showed this chart, lots of people bought it in New Zealand particularly, which is really nice. So I know that lots of orders got put into one or two of our local New Zealand-based needlework stores. So I haven't seen too many people having stitched it yet, but most people stitch a bit slower than me. Anyway, so it's Lighting the Way by Silver Creek Samplers. This was start 12 of 50, and I stitched this on 36 count Halloween smoke linen, but a custom dye from Country Stitch. Catherine made a little darker for me, because as charted with DMC, and the lighthouse was, I can't remember, I think White Lightning. I can't remember, it was an over dye, but it was called for. And yeah, stitched this 3rd of April to the 12th of June 2022. Finish 16 for the year was start 13 of 50, and this is good old Frederick. He's still waiting for Frederica. I'll get you stitched in 2023. So Frederick is on 40 count Drifting Sands linen by Country Stitch, using the charted DMC. Although I did make a change, I added in the same colour. There are two colours actually. They're two cream either side of those. The border. Frederick was charted without anything, but Frederica has them filled in, so I filled him in the same as she was charted, so slight modification. This was stitched 12th of April to the 18th of June, and I do love him. Finish number 17 was start 1 of 50. This was my birthday start, 18th of January. Stitched, finished on the 13th of July 2022, and this will go to get framed next year. Come to the Garden by Teresa Kogut, and this on 40 count beige linen by Weeks Dye Works. DMC and overdyes, partial conversion. I think I converted 3 or 4 of the overdyes to my own, and the rest of it's DMC. Finish number 18 for the year was start 23 of 50, and it's still a firm favourite. Nevermore by Leela Studio on 36 count silver birch linen by Country Stitch, using DMC and overdyes, a partial conversion. I messed around with most of the blacks, all different, and this colour here, which is charted for a, I can't remember, was it a Belsoir? I can't remember, it was a silk I think, and anyway I went with a cotton that I had. Threadworks, I think, and I do love it. So that was stitched 21 June to 23 July. Finish number 19 is actually for someone else, and I was meant to take this to Australia to get it framed and I forgot, but it's fine. Plenty of time. Next time. This is May I by All Through the Night, and it was also start and finish. I went ham on it and couldn't stop. So it's on linen. That was a rack from Gale, and I don't know what colour it is. I'm calling it denim for want of a better word. It's a bit gappy, but it's quite fun. It's a 28 count, I think. I remember counting it up, and I used my own conversion, just silks and cottons, all from my stash, and I do absolutely love this. Stitch 24th to the 30th of July. I intend to stitch this 2 more times, once for myself and once for another friend. So I need to get onto that at some stage, but no hurry. Finish 20 for the year was start number 20 of 50 as well, and this is the Winter Garden by the Drawn Thread, which is all called for 32 count smoky pearl linen by Zweigart with the silks as charted. This was stitched 1st of June to the 5th of August 2022. Finish number 21 for the year was start 30 of 50, and it was another start and finish. Nora Corbett, Bewitching Pixie, this time Eva. And I did her, she's all as charted, I didn't change anything on her. Eva was also stitched on 32 count Vintage Country Mocha by Zweigart with all the called for. Stitched the 7th to the 9th of August 2022. Finish number 22 for the year was start 26 of 50, Miss Bingley's Library by Plum Street Samplers, stitched on my also still favourite linen, 36 count neutral sampler linen by Victoria Motto Sampler Shop with the partial conversion. And this was started 10th of July, finished 11th of August. Finish number 23 for the year was start 19 of 50, and this is Cat Lovers by Jardin Privé, which I did my own conversion for most of it. So I did a 3/4 conversion. The 2 greys are the same, but everything else has changed. This is on 36 count cream and sugar linen by Fibre on a Whim, and I stitched this 22nd May to the 21st of August. Finish 24 for the year was another start finish. Alexander's Clock by Couleur Tourterelle, 36 count Aspen linen by Weeks Dye Works with Victorian Motto Sampler Shop in the colour Holiday Red. This is stitched the 21st to the 28th of August 2022. I made quite a few charting changes to this. Yeah, quite a few around the clock and the crowns, and made added in my personal details, and faffed around with it quite a bit actually. Finish number 25 for the year is another previous year's start. So this was started in January 2021 and finished on the 30th of August 2022, and it's the companion to Sunrise, which you saw earlier, Sunset by Carolyn Manning Designs on 20 count Corail, I don't know how to say coral in French, Corail, Ada by Tom and Lily Creations, Charter DMC. Oh, so stunning. Finish number 25 was Bittersweet September by Blackbird Designs. This was start 36 of 50. This is on 36 count Patriot Brew linen by R&R Brew Productions using Gentle Arts. All the charted colours are in there, but I did make mistakes and did the house the wrong colour, and I changed the door and I had to fiddle with it. So, because I just didn't read the chart and picked up the wrong thread, but So I think like my roof and my house are the wrong colours. It's the chart, which is in the Winds of Autumn book, was a rack from Shan, and the linnet was a rack from Judith, because I had mentioned I never used R&R fabric before because you just can't get it. And it was stitched the 24th to the 29th of August 2022. So it was cute. I couldn't put it down. Finish number 27 for the year was started just before my 50 at 50, but it was Ruskin's Penguins by Modern Folk Embroidery on 32 count winter green linen by Country Stitch, using my own conversions of overdyes, and stitched 15th of January through 1st of October 2022. Finish number 28 is a firm favourite. This got a lot of positive feedback with my colour choices, which ended up being a little bit accident/random. It's West Winds by Carriage House Samplings. It's a dinky wee design, and I did all my own colour conversions and changed several of them a couple of times, and ended up with this really bright berry colour for some reason, which I love. The trees got messed up. I ended up picking a completely different green up the top than I used down the bottom. It doesn't matter, it adds to the charm of it. 40 count Tickle the Ivory linen by Dames of the Needle, again using my own conversion. Stitched this on the 9th to the 22nd of October. That was start 40 of 50. Finish number 29 for the year was start 41 of 50 and another start finish. This is Quaker Bees from the Hutt Needle Art by Wendy on 36 count Affogato linen by Fibre on a Whim, using my own overdyed conversion, and I stitched this on the 22nd of October. Finish number 30 for the year was another fan favourite. This was start 21 of 50, and I stitched it 6th of June to the 31st of October 2022. Flowers Uprising by Tinsel Cross Stitch. I love this so much. And it's 40 count parchment linen by Country Stitch, using Belle Soie and Alarm Fire, which was a rack from Judith. So again, Judith, perfect colour. Love it so much. Finish number 31 for the year could have been placed on the fabric a little better, but we'll make it work. There is enough, I'll sew some on to frame it. It's Dracula's Confession by Lindy Stitches, which was start 42 of 50, and did I say another start finish? It's on 36 count Mind Blowing linen by Fortnight Fabrics, using my own conversion, DMCs and overdyes, and I stitched this 31st of October to the 3rd of November, and I freaking love it. It's so cute. I just love how vivid. I just was really happy with the colour choices I made with, you know, stitching from stash. It's mostly 1/2, but when I stitched with the black crosses, I did 2/2. They were just a little bit gappy on this fabric. I usually don't mind, but I wanted the density for the Dracula for the batch, so I just yeah, all the crosses in the black are 2/2, and the rest of it's 1/2. Finish number 32 for the year was start 39 of 50. My Heart's Design by Blackbird Designs. This is also on 36 count Affogato linen by Fibre on a Whim. I try and use all the fabric when I chop it up. Using my own conversion of overdyes. It is quite subtle, and I did a few changes to it. There's a bit of 1/1. I can't remember what I did. There was something I left out. Oh, there was a whole lot of initials I left out, and the L was already there, so I left that in there. I managed to squeeze 2022 in there by fiddling with the shape of that. These two crowns I added just from that Brenda Key's book, the Suppler Motif book, and just fiddle with it a little bit, but yeah, I'm really happy with how that came out. This was also, the chart was a rack from Shan, and I stitched the 2nd of October to the 5th of November 2022. Finish number 33 for the year was start 17 of 50, and it's Griffins of the Kingdom by Rosewood Manor, and it's on 32 count antique white linen by Zweigart, and it's got the called for petite treasure braids, but with the black, instead of 2 strands of DMC 310, I used 1 strand of DMC Flosh, and the coverage is really good. So it's a shame Flosh only comes in not that many colours. It's expensive, but you do get a lot for your hank skein. Finish number 34 for the year is this was the start and finish because I just could not put it down, and I love it so much. And it's a Firebird sampler by Tinsel Cross Stitch. This was start 45 of 50, and it's on 35 count Toy linen by Country Stitch, using my own conversion from Silks for You. And I made a few little changes to the chart where it wasn't quite symmetrical, or just changed a couple of colours. A couple of them were by accident because I picked up the wrong colour, which doesn't really matter, and others were conscious decisions. So I stitched this 20th to the 26th of November. Finish number 35 for the year was start 27 of 50, Rule of Life by Modern Folk Embroidery on 40 count parchment linen by Country Stitch, using the Leo and Roxy Flossco floss pack. I love this, and I made a few tweaks to the chart as well to make a few things symmetrical where I think they were charting errors, but whatever, just tweaked it a little bit. Stitched 17th of July until the 1st of December 2022. Finish number 36 for the year, which you only saw a week or so ago, is a year-long mini bouquet sampler by Jeanette Douglas Designs. Loved this project, which is on 40 count haystack linen by Country Stitch with assorted overdyes from my stash. Started this on the 4th of January and I finished this on the 3rd of December, just after the final chart came out. The start. Finish number 37 was my pair of pillows that I stitched for my friends for a little Christmas gift, my royals loving friends. There were starts and finishes. I'm counting them as sort of one project though, because I literally stitched them at the same time on the same bit of fabric. So it's Corgi Love Royal Cipher ×2. So Corgi Love is by the Snowflower. Corgi Love is a chart from the Snowflower Diaries, and Royal Cipher, I'm calling it, was a free chart on Instagram from Mama Loves You GB. Stitched them both on 40 count toy linen by Country Stitch with DMC overdyes metallics, Mill Hill beads, partial conversion. So stitched them 2nd, 3rd of December, I think it was, and I FFO'd them on the 17th of December. Finish number 38 for the year was my start number 34 of 50, and I love this fabric too. I love all the fabric really, most of the fabric. It's Nessie Mitchell 1929 by Mama Loves You GB on 40 count The Cat's Whiskers by Tabby Cat with Tom and Lily Creations in the colour Verite or Truth. This was started 4th of September and finished on the 10th of December. I'd had to rechart all the over one to personalise it for me. A few little tweaks to the chart as I stitched to fix kind of like symmetrical variations, and I'm pretty sure I'm half a stitch out somewhere in the middle, but whatever. I do love this little finish. And my final finish for the year was A Perfect World by the Scarlet House. So this was start 25 of 50, and it's on 36 count natural linen by Victoria Motto Sampler Shop with DMC and overdyes, a partial conversion. I started this on the 3rd of July and finished it on the 16th of December. And I have one more FFO, which was also finished on the 17th of December. This was the chart I stitched in 2021, and it's Bast, the Egyptian god, by Bar Miao, and it's on 32 count Perongia Mist by Country Stitch using DMC Krennic Merhill beads. I did a partial conversion, and then I used my own bits and pieces. Yeah. And just stitched a simple little cushion. So that wraps up my finished parade for 2022. There was 39 finished projects and 7 FFOs. I'm still counting Corgi Love as one project, even though there were 2. And yeah, it was a pretty good year. I'm glad I sprinkled quite a few of those smaller projects through, so I had some finishes. I had quite a few starts and finishes, which means I'm finishing the year on not too many whips. Speaking of whips, I'm going to film a whip parade tomorrow, so I'll be publishing that as another bonus video, and yeah, that'll just show where I'm at, kind of going into the new year, although I will have a new start on New Year's Eve, but it'll be after that video. You'll see that in my regular floss tube. So thanks for coming along. Please don't, if you don't already, please subscribe, hit the like button if you like what you saw, and yeah, looking forward to doing this again in a year. Take care, and as always, don't let your needles rust. Ciao.